What is a food system? It's the path our food takes from the field to our plate and beyond. It's a circle that starts with production and ends with disposal. All along this system, people are working. This series was created to give you information about our local food system and jobs in our area.
My name is Amanda Kinchla, and I'm an extension specialist here at the University of Massachusetts in the food science department. And a lot of people don't necessarily know what extension is, and it's kind of a unique case. We have traditional academics, but extension provides adult education outside the university to stakeholders. Stakeholders are people that are in need of educational services. And so since I'm a food scientist, most of my efforts are geared towards providing food safety and food production education to farmers, startup entrepreneurs, and the food industry. I do a lot of different things, which is one of the things that makes my job really exciting. I have a master's degree from Rutgers, and I have my undergraduate degree in food science from the UMass Science Department. So it's kind of full circle, come back here. But when I left UMass, I had worked in product development for about 15 years, and I did a whole host of different projects. I worked in coffee and ready-to-drink beverages and mock meats, working for a soy hot dog company. I've made sauces and frozen entrees and a whole host of different products. That experience is really important to mention now because as I work in a day-to-day, I'm aware of a food system from a different place, coming from industry. Part of my role I have three roles. One is education in the traditional sense of teaching food science program. So I teach intro to food science. And then I have outreach programs where I do adult education and I teach short courses about canning and food safety plan managements. The third piece is doing research, and most of my research is on application of how can this be literally used in industry. And I have a variety of different research projects that are oriented towards that. So I basically juggle those three roles on a given day. I was an undergraduate here at UMass in a biology major, and I really like science. I always knew coming from high school, going into college, that I liked science, and I thought biology was going to be it. And I liked it, and I was doing well, but I was literally on a school bus at UMass commuting, and they had a poster, and this poster had cheeseburgers, petri dishes, microscopes, swirled together as one silly system. And I said, what the heck is that? And it said, food science, it's the coolest thing. And it's something that we can all relate to because everybody eats. And I always like to say in product development, it's one of the few sciences that you get to eat your science experiments. I think it's just a really fun way to leverage a lot of different science disciplines because we talk about microbiology and chemistry, processing, where engineering comes into play, and it brings it all together in an application that everyone can relate to, which is the reason why I get really excited about it. So I encourage anyone that is interested in food science to just go for it, even if it's getting into the food sector at any capacity, working on a farm, working in food service, working in a lab, to really jump into one component of a food system because they all play into each other one way or another. In food science as an undergraduate program, we take a lot of different science classes and some math. We take calculus, biology, chemistry, biochemistry, physics. We can be in academics where you work on long-term research projects trying to understand fundamental food systems, and that's where a lot of the work is done here at UMass. You can work in government and support a lot of different things with regulation, policy, food safety parameters, that type of thing. Or you can go into industry. And within industry, there's a whole bunch of different focus areas. You can go into product development, where a lot of my work has been done in the past, where you can help support designing new or improved products for consumers to make it healthier, more affordable, more convenient, more environmentally friendly process parameters, a whole host of things that you can do there. You can work at quality or food safety. How do we make our food supply safer? How do we make our products consistent and make it the best tasting and most nutrition product supply that we have? So those are kind of the three areas and sub-areas. One thing with the food system in New England that's particularly challenging is the Northeast is not a year-round food production system for produce. We have a very limited season. So some of the things that I do is provide education to entrepreneurs and food companies about how to make value-added food products. So for example, what can we do to take those carrots that you harvest in sometime like September and process them so that we can still eat carrots in January, whether it be freezing them or pickling them or any other unique platform, drying them. And each different process provides a different scientific approach and how you would manage that. And then I balance out making sure it tastes good, making sure it's physically and chemically and biologically safe to eat, and making sure that it's practical and affordable to do. So I kind of balance those three platforms, and will provide education about things for food companies to be aware of as they're designing those products. Because we can't all do this independently, but we all need to rely on each other's knowledge to be anticipating these things so that we can have a long-term, sustainable food system in Massachusetts.